So my journey is about to begin. This time I am returning to the scene of the crime where I lost my tripod on my last journey yesterday. So I decided today would be a good day to go try to find it, but I did not know that it was going to be raining like this. And the whole desert roads are mud and muck, horrible. I just slipped going around that bend, so I'm going to go ahead and slip it again. Put it 4 now. It just clicked in. I can definitely feel the difference already. Oh, still slipping a little bit. Whoa, there's some big tumbleweeds over there. I was looking at it like it's some kind of animal. I don't know if it's getting picked up on camera, but there are so many tumbleweeds blowing right now. They're easier to see when they're crossing the road, but they're also out in the desert. There's one coming right down the road at me. So I'm going to hoof it. So I'm going to add another about 1.5 miles that I would have driven. And also, I'll be able to scout an alternate route or something. I'm only bringing one dog this time because Lakota got hurt yesterday. Sliced inside of his toe. Never complained about it, but I saw it yesterday. All right. Here we go. Hi ho. So you can tell how this kind of mud is, how deep and slick you slide in, but this is the kind of mud I was trying to drive in. My pack is 50 pounds. The extra weight's not helping with the mud at all. The wind back there was nuts. Leaning into the wind as if I'm like laying on a bed. Like not my full weight, but it was holding me for sure. And HANZEL was doing the same thing. What you up to, bud? It's gonna be about 1 mile past that I think is where I lost my tripod. And then if I find it, great, I'll probably continue on to the cave. And then, I don't know, maybe even just camp there tonight. We'll see. So I'm knowing to shut that gate last. That's how it's gonna look when I'm done with it too. Got a lovely breeze going. It's a little much for setting up a tarp, but pretty nice for flying a kite or waving a flag. I guess all the tumbleweed ripping across the road earlier was an indicator of what kind of wind I could expect. I was hoping this little valley here would not have wind ripping through it. And since it does, it might necessitate that I actually do make it to that cave. Hopefully I'll have found my tripod by then. I can call this excursion not a loss, at least. But we'll see what we see. Just grab my flashlight out. Hey, bud. You stepped on it. Hey. Yeah, I just grabbed my flashlight out in case I needed to see. Find a better way. So I was thinking I just dropped it behind a bush or something. But yeah, right there in the open. Following my path was great. That would help a lot. Let me see how far I got to go to that cave. I think we got to do that. I think it's behind that one. Imagine that's the pass I came down around that cliff face. Yeah, so we're not that far. Hi-ho! So I got a 50-pound pack today. Yesterday it was 25. And it's just as hard to ascend, but it's harder to recover standing with a heavier pack. I'm really close. It's gotta be right here somewhere. It was way farther than I thought. You probably can't see HANZEL's eyes from there, but if you found it, HANZEL, that was much farther than I thought it was. There's some bones outside the cave. Who's been sleeping in here? In my bed. Alright. Maybe I should. So, got a little bit of a divot right here. I want to pull some of the dirt and rocks in to level it out before I put my sleeping pad in here. That's better. And a digging tool. That's a huge difference. I'm gonna have to dig the mine. And let the dust settle in and come back. Alright, bud. Not too shabby for just a few minutes. It's a big difference already. Let's let that settle. And then we'll sit outside here underneath one of these overhangs. Look at the stars. Oh, there's no stars. We'll look at the overcast. Alright, so I just went over and harvested a bunch of grass and spread it out. And so now I think I can start setting up. Hey, sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. You just got it muddy. Now I'm getting that mud off. I've heard a lot of people say not to blow into your sleeping pad or mat because of the condensation of bacteria from your mouth gets inside it and then it can get funky. That might be true. I don't know that I've ever experienced that because I've never really opened one. The one that I had that had the biggest rip that I did look inside, it did have mildew. But it also had an open rip in my storage for a long time. So that's why I ripped it open the rest of the way to look. But one thing I think about, I don't know how valid it is, but blowing my breath into it, it does put condensation in it. And after, I don't know how long, how many times of blowing breath into it, how much condensation gets in there, how much moisture is that, how much does that water weigh, and what does that do to the insulation? Like, imagine you're breathing inside your tent and you get that condensation. If that is what's inside your sleeping mat, a couple of years worth of that, how much water is that weight wise, and what's going to happen when that freezes? I assume that degrades the mattress. You know, you might think, well, what I'm doing here is the same thing, and it might be. But my lungs are not as big as this thing, so I do not have that lung capacity for sure. So doing it this way probably does that same thing, just to a lesser degree. If that's something that's even happening, which I kind of assume it is. Guess what, bud?
You're right where I'm gonna put this. You are. Yeah, good buddy. You're right there.
So my pillow, I do blow in it, and it's been doing that for a few years. I don't know if it's any heavier. You did that, dirty doggy. Back off, dirty doggy. This will be my first time using this sleeping bag. Somebody out there, bud? Somebody out there? Probably set this up a little prematurely because he's gonna walk on it and get it muddy. It's easier than setting up a tent, isn't it, bud? You seeing something out there, bud? You hearing something? What's out there? You hear sounds? There's no eyes. My flashlight shines all the way across this holler. This wall is straight up and down right here. Oh, nice. I can see the water dripping far away. That's cool. Got it. That's cool. This is looking straight up. Oh, I can see the water coming from like, it's like that one. That one. This is a pretty big cliff. It's almost vertical on that side. And it is vertical on this side. Hey, bud. Ooh, nice. I got s'mores. That's what I was looking for. I'm gonna keep this handy with my stove. Just getting that ready for the morning. Obviously there has been rats in this cave, but there also obviously is not at this moment. And I think with HANZEL in here, they won't stick around if they do come in. One tip for keeping your feet warm at night is to go floppy socks. So you can push your socks low, scoot the heel around, get the toe off a little bit so they're like the old cartoons guys. You come out in this long anal underwear and socks flopping off like Goofy. So loosen up your socks and you don't gotta take them off unless you want to. But yeah, having them loose will help the blood flow a little bit and insulation. Now this is a slippery surface, so my sleeping bag on it sliding all over the place. I imagine if I was on a hill, I wouldn't be sticking on this. Hey, bud. Yeah, bud. Yeah, you can settle. You can settle. I don't think anything's gonna be coming up here, bud. What could it be? Another person? You like people sometimes. A coyote? You might try to be friends with that guy. A cougar? I think he'd be scared. Bear? I don't think there's any bears around here. A rat? You'll get him. What else could it be? Deer? A cow. That's what you're worried about, a cow. This is big enough for a cow. I don't know why they wouldn't come in here. off my Band-Aid. It was on there a lot better than I expected it to be. Now it looks like the clouds are clearing up out there. The overcast is thinning out. It's a pretty bright moon beyond that. It's probably not full, but it's quite full. It's brightening the valley down there. I was sad this morning, but I realized I hadn't even fallen asleep. For a minute, Hansel and I were listening to the rain outside the cave and could still hear the wind ripping through that valley. There's no real tall grass around here except for this little patch that's right outside this cave that I harvested half of. And I don't want to harvest it all. I left the pieces that were healthy looking and still had the seed pods left on them. And I harvested the stuff that looked like it was on its way out. And I didn't get that much. I mean, probably 5 times what I got would be appropriate and more would be better. A whole hay bale would be great. 2-inch layer across this whole cave would be awesome. It would definitely cut down the dust. If somebody wants to haul a hay bale up here, don't let me stop you. This cave is on a route that I planned over to a cabin out in the desert. That cabin might not be worth a damn. I was thinking I'd go find it and then resume looking for more caves on the way to a bunch of other caves that I did find. And then I would make a path on that and then somehow try to turn it into a loop. And there's nothing really wrong with that, but I just like off-trailing better. And I like finding cool stuff and exploring cool stuff more than I like just staying on a trail. Ooh, there's the moon out there. There's the moon coming through the cave opening. That's cool. Bug, you don't get to be on my pillow. Yeah, so the moon is peeking through the overcast out there, and it's brightening up the desert a little bit. Well, a lot more than it was with that thick overcast. The rain stopped, the wind is still going, so there's nothing really to do. So I just crawled in bed and figured I'd relax, test out the bed, and it's cozy. I'm not sure what temperature it is, but it's not that bad in this cave. It's definitely not as bad as it would be out in the wind. The only really downfall to the cave is the freaking effort it took to get up that hill, and the dust. Harvesting that grass and putting it in here helped a lot. 5 or 10 times as much to lay over the ground, or like a full hay bale would be great. It's the trouble would be getting it up here. I've done dumber things. You're not light, buddy. Yeah, the overcast cleared up and the moon was pretty bright. And the rain came and went. The wind never died down until maybe now, maybe until this morning. The wind was ripping down there, but it barely came up here at all. There's a couple of gusts came into the cave, and not much. Yeah, I felt like I slept 12 hours or something. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while. I can tell it's cold out, and I'm hesitating to get out of my bed. It's not cold enough to see my breath, though. Or maybe I'm spoiled by being so cozy here. But yeah, I'm going to get some water boiling, then pack up, and I'll take a higher path out of here and maybe start some exploring. But whoa, the sun's coming through.
feeling that sunshine on your belly? You're feeling that sunshine on your belly. Give up. Alright, bud. Back up. That's for you. The sun is toasting up your fur. Yeah. Yeah, the sun is warming up his fur. It feels so good. You're my hand. Hey, why aren't you drinking your water, bud? Why aren't you drinking your water? Right here. Figured he'd be more thirsty. So when I stuff in my sleeping bags or tent or whatever into my stuff bag, I do it by the center of the tarp or the center of the tent or by the foot box of the sleeping bag. And that's for a good reason. The main reason for that is to push the air. The air can escape out as I do it. And the second reason for the sleeping bag doing it is that I know I'll be grabbing the head first when I pull it out. But as I'm doing this, the air's escaping out the head of the sleeping bag. I'll buckle that and compress it down. And as I compress it down, it kind of like warps and gets like this bent, like bean kind of shape. I just kind of flatten that straight again and then pull the other side to even it out. So it goes back to shape more like a petal than a bean. Okay, it's boiling. Alright. This goes in the sleeping bag compartment. Now in my sleeping bag compartment for my Aether Plus 70, there is plenty of room for my Forester's quilt in there, but it is hard to get in there at first. Once I get it in there and then I get the zipper around that corner, it kind of all just pops into place. I might just try just to see. Maybe I'll put my pillow in there or something. My pillow, it's even that too. I fold it in a thirds long ways before I roll it. That allows the air pocket to still escape. And then when I get it rolled up tight, it fits into the little pouch with easy slack left to close it tight. So I think it was probably designed just to be folded in half. But I get it that big instead of that big. sure this will fit in this. There's just space here. Yeah, easy. Oh, there's even more room. Oh, that's my pillow, not my sleeping bag. Oh, I see. I see. Now that is not as small as it needs to be to fit in here properly, I think. Yeah, it'll be super tight. So I'm going to pop the valves again. Nice to have somebody hold that side. This is looking way nicer. There's just a lot less folds and wrinkles in the roll, and it's just much narrower. And apparently there's less air trapped in it too. Valve back on. Alright, so that's how it's supposed to fit. Yeah, it's probably gonna be enough room, but it's going to be tight. Yep, it is. Oh, I didn't put my blow ups in that pocket. Ooh, ow. Swiss miss. Double shots of beer. It's gonna be a little hot, but I'm gonna don't bump my elbow, buddy. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I have this other coffee. It's a ultra premium frappe mix caramel macchiato double shot from Frozen Bean, and I've been saving that for an occasion, either when I'm super miserable or I got someone to share with, I suppose. And that's few and far between. Yeah, what about finishing your water? You just want to snuggle, huh? Yeah, he just wants to snuggle. Yeah, it didn't take much time, much effort to level out this cave. I don't think I broke a sweat doing it. I don't know if I spent 20 minutes total. But yeah, the hardest part was letting the dust settle. My sleeping mat, the big one that I'm kneeling on, it goes on the outside of my pack, so I can just leave it until the last thing. That'll help keep the dust down while I'm fucking around in here. You know, raincoats sometimes come with a pouch, and my wife calls the pouch the ovary. So
Yeah, I'm gonna put my raincoat back in its ovary. Here's the pants. The pants ovary goes inside the coat ovary. Must have some cave dirt stuck in it. Oh, broke the zipper. Fixing the zipper. Multi-tool to fix the zipper. Material quality we use isn't the best here. Looks good. Multi-tool goes back in its place. Digging tool. Maybe I'll dig some more before I leave. This goes in. What the? Oh wow. Looks like I brought extra headlamps. It's a little silly. Okay, I need to put away my stove, but I'm still drinking my coffee, and it's in the cup here is something I need to put the rest of it in. Ah, looks like somebody likes it in here, especially without me in the way. He can sleep on the side fully. Yeah, bud. Hey, you. Hey, buddy. Last night I woke up to the, I don't know, like a gust of wind or something came and woke me up. Blew some dust in my face, and then I heard some weird grunting noise, and I looked up where he wasn't beside me. I turned my headlamp, he wasn't even in the cave. I look out the cave, of course it's dark and windy, pop up right, and he turns back. I see his eyes shining at me. You know, I ask him if he's okay, and I hear him gagging something up. Did you eat a bug or some grass or something? Yeah, I just let him handle that, and then he came back and plopped down right beside me. Hey, this is not for you, buddy. And I could go explore those caves across the way. I guess I gotta check the time. There's caves on the other side of this valley that I haven't checked into, and I might head down to the valley floor, drop off my pack, and just take my chest rig. That's a good buddy. Ooh. So I got a lot of steep hills to do, and the pressure inside your boot of how your foot is fitting inside your boot is going to push, you know, either forward or one side or whatever. So it does matter how your sock is on and how you tie it. So the way I do it, wow. Okay, so I've already tightened from the bottom up, like flexing my foot so I can gauge the tightness. I want to be able to move my foot, but I want to be able to feel it up against my boot when I move it. Okay, to the last eyelet, 1 over under. To the first hook, just cross. To the second hook, make sure the tongue is inside the boot collars, the ankle collars. Last top hook, pull tight, flex, cross, over under twice, and that's either called a nurse knot or a stay knot sometimes. There's other words for it. Pull that down. I'm keeping it flexed, loop and loop, cross, over under. I'm going over under with the loop, going over under everything. Now here, this one stayed longer, and that's fine. It's less likely to get through that loop and then make a knot if I have to untie it quick and I'm not paying attention. And then I tuck all that into the outside because the inside is more likely for a loop to catch your hook. Okay, now my pants are special. They're awesome. That's why they call me Mr. Awesome Pants. There's a hook in the front there. I hook it on one of the laces that it reaches to, the one that's on the underside, and now it works like a gaiter. So the mud, you can see how the mud stayed on my pants here. None of it got into even onto my ankle collar of my boot. So I like them. Isn't that awesome, buddy? All right, I'm almost packed up and out of here. You're a good road dog. You're a good camping buddy. You might be my favorite camping buddy. Well, you're not as self-sufficient traveling and stuff, but you're getting better. Last time you did really good. I saw you measuring your steps and getting strong and not being all doopy like you used to be. It takes some practice and some good example, and he's had good example from Lakota, who hurt himself, or who got hurt on our last trip out this way. Oh yeah, you're such a good hugger. You're a Mr. Love Bomber. Oh, I don't need my headlamp, I'll put that away. So I keep my ultralight headlamp in my chest rig, and I keep my ultra bright headlamp in the waistband pocket of my pack. If I had to just bring one, I'd bring the ultra bright. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna not excavate. So I'm just gonna pack up and go, I believe. I'm gonna try to tie my tripod that I lost and found to my chest rig in a way that I could use my camera as a like a GoPro mount, but I'm not sure exactly how to do it. I know I have plenty of options to figure it out with this contraption I made. So I'll go up through here. Okay, I did a superior Prussic soft shackle on that side. Going around on this side. Okay, so there's that. That's definitely secure. I guess I'll have to now see how floppy it is. Okay, let's see. Use my X loop here. I guess that's a good way. Ooh, and then I can put it on my That's actually what this is for, so I'll try that. All right, bud. You gotta get off of it. You're stepping on it, bud. I gotta pick this up. Hey, back off. Back off. I know it's comfortable on your paws. I get it. This is going to be the same way I finish tying my shoelaces. 1 and 2. The thing is, like, the knot gets tighter, but the slack doesn't get tighter. Alright. So you're about ready to go, eh, bud? This is the cave as I'm leaving it. I guess that's not only slightly better than I found it. This is where I harvested the grass from. And now, this morning I can see that there are patches of it growing far more than I thought. I didn't see those ones over there around the hills. Okay, so just leaving the cave, outside the cave there's this pass here. I mean, really I need to go down to the valley floor. So, yeah, I think I won't go up here and take the high road out of here. I think I'll go down and check out that other cave behind the dancers. So that's what I'll do. So right now I'm cutting my own switchback paths because this hill is pretty steep. It's pretty risky because like a lot of the ground is a rock or loose rocks or shale, and some of it's covered with grass and stuff. So what I'm doing is trying to pick the path. So right here I can see between those two high bushes I can at least go to between them before I have to decide to switch back. It looks like there's some shale over there. It might just be dirt. Okay, I can see that I can keep going that way. Let's go, bud. But the matter is, let's look at my boots and see. The matter is how my boots' feet dig into the ground or grip the ground or turn an angle or whatever. So that was why I tightened my boots the way I did, because that feature, that aspect of it happening, one is fatiguing, but two, it's a risk. So my boot wants to stay there while my foot slides inside it, but they both come to a limit, and there's going to be a rolled ankle or a slipped boot or something of the sort. So trying to get them to work together so that there's no injury or limit getting broken. Yeah, I can go. I'm going to go this way. That helps a lot. You know, the angle is much less steep, so you can see my feet aren't having to dig in or roll or slide, or there's much less stress on everything with this less steep terrain. It's less fatiguing, it's less risk, and it's just easier in pretty much every way. But if my shoes were loose or my grip wasn't good, I'd have to be using my feet and my muscles and tendons and stuff a lot. Are you finding a way? And I'd be more fatigued, more tired, more risk, and then take longer to recover, etc., etc. So that's that. And I believe the cave I'm trying to get to is on the back of that one. All right, here's the cattle trail. This is a good place I need to doff my pack. Let's put it right here. I have my Garmin with this. That's really what I need. But I'm going to bring my radio too, and then connect to my chest rig. And then I'm going just head up a valley until I get an angle to look back and see. When I saw it, I was up on the, right to the other side, pretty far over there from the back angle. I don't remember if I was looking at the back of the dancers or the kissing dancers. Okay, so I think it is the back of the kissing dancers, but this is easy traveling on this cattle trail, so I can just go ahead and get an angle and look back. It looks like there's another cave or an overhang under that small one up there. Looks like there's a little one there. I'm sure there's a bunch in that hill too, but I can't see it from here. Okay, I can see that one from this angle. It looks way more shallow. There's another narrow one there. Looks like it's steep too. Okay. Okay, yep. Okay, so there is a cave there. It's probably the one that I saw. I'm sure of it, so I'm gonna head back over to that one. Yeah. Okay, there's another small one there. I'll maybe check it out on the way down. I kind of think it's a fat chance. Cave I have seen is behind this rock from this angle. There's the back of the kissing dancers. Hi-ho! This is gonna be fun. I'm coming around to the both sides of the rocks feature. There's my destination up in the distance. You know, sometimes something cool looks cool from far away, but then when you get up there, it was just the shadow that was cool, and not the thing itself. And that might be this case, or that might be a big old huge cavern back there that has pirate treasure and stuff. Maybe the bones of D.B. Cooper. That's cool. Yeah, so this kind of stuff is probably what cut. I could have probably stepped like that and cut his paw yesterday. Alright, so I'm just gonna head up that way, kind of look around. There's the back of the kissing dancers. There's the cave I stayed in last night. And there's my buddy HANZEL. Oh wow, I might call this one Cave Disappointment. I guess you could shelter from a storm. It's got a nice flat spot. It's got a great view. I was hoping it would be like a livable cave, kinda. There's another cave up there. So last time I went to that edge, that's where the barren stuff looks over there. I cut up that pass, but I ended up getting above the back of that. That's where my marker was. And then I came back behind all this, back behind and past the cave I camped in last night, and switched back down to the cave. I stayed a while. I did not camp, and then I headed back. All right, I'm gonna adjust my gear. Hey, another cave. This one's not so disappointing. Nice. Nice. This is 20 or 25 feet back there. Yeah, this one's cool. Can't stand up in it. That's the back of the dancers there. All right. And actually, I was not trying to find this one. I was actually heading over towards that one. I'll mark this one on the map too. Yeah, it looks a lot bigger from afar. Yeah, this is nothing. This is just a little itsy bitsy cave. And then now guess I'm heading out of here. Hi ho! Hey, well that's nice. I completely forgot to go look for my bag, and I was looking for HANZEL, and he's over there right by it, just smiling, waiting for me. Hey buddy, you found it. Yeah buddy, you found it for me. Good job. Good job buddy. Jeez. I was just checking the trail for things that somebody else might have dropped, something that might have fallen off somebody's horse, you know. Looking at the ground, then I kind of realized I lost track of HANZEL. I hear him coming up behind me, but I look up and I see him ahead of me. Freaking hair stands on the back of my neck. I kind of snap around with some adrenaline, and I don't see anything, but I can hear it right at my back behind me. you know, I turned around even farther, and it was something just so happened to come loose on my pack. The pattern was the same pattern of someone else walking up behind me. Man, I jumped. Found some bones. How'd I miss these before? Definitely a cow. I'm sure those other bones came from this. Hansel found his way into the wash already. That's the last vertebrae in the hip, top of the sacrum. It's something about the desert. Well, obviously it's the aridness, the lack of humidity. That's what it is about the desert, that things last longer, like ruins and bones and whatever. Wait a minute, this is my turn, I think. Yeah, this is my turn. I think I want to go up this pass, explore around, and come back down the other side of the other valley. And that's going to be about a 2-mile loop. I just got to find somewhere to stash my pack, because I don't need to be bringing an extra 50 pounds everywhere. But I will need to hydrate before I do, so find a spot to stash my pack. Alright, so I think right around here is where I want to stash my pack. I want to mark that cave, but I can go up this pass here and then basically beyond this rock feature and come back down another valley that will link up to this one. So I just need to put my pack somewhere, probably put it behind that big tall rock. Load up on water before I head on out of here. Hey, you're right where I'm putting my pack, bud. Hey, I'm gonna put it on that rock. Thank you, sir. I think you got some water already from that creek, didn't you, bud? Alright, so there's my gear. I need to remember this. I think I'm going to, I won't be coming down too far away from here. So I'm going to cross the creek, go up that little pass there, behind this, and then way back, maybe like a mile. And then down the other side of that and back up that on the other side of this mound. And then continue back to my truck. It's definitely a lot clearer than it was coming up yesterday when it was still raining. This thing was so silty. I want to cross this scree field right here where it's the shortest and be in the grass the most. Yeah, good spot, bud. Yes, he is getting his mountain feet for sure. Mostly it's been from following Lakota and having to figure that out. Hansel's going the right way. There's a little cave here I want to check out. Oh yeah, exclusively rat shit. Can smell it from here. I think I'm just gonna go up this little way here. We'll have to figure out how to go around. See how this works for us. Oh, he's doing it. Go, bud. Yeah. Little mountain goat Hansel. Yeah, bud. Did not think he's going to be able to do that. That is steep. Look at this guy. I didn't know it was this steep over here either. So, yeah. It's okay, bud. I didn't fall far. Might as well just crawl. I this is the real sangha. So right down here is a pass that takes me back to the trail. And that road that I can see there is the road that I walked in on. I can't see where I parked from here. It's probably behind that knoll. What I gotta do is I'm gonna go up along the top of the ridge down to where the cliff features stop. I'm gonna come back down on the bottom or side of it till I get back down here. And then I'll go fetch my pack and then backtrack again. And there's my window rock there, window arch. Looks like they were stacked on purpose. Bigfoot had anything to do with that. Maybe I could put this rock on top of that one. I don't think I can pick up that one, but I might be an idiot. Oh yeah, I might break my back trying, but I might get it done too. Let's see. That wind is something else. Hey bud, you're right in the way. Oh, this is dangerous. Move. Oh, this might be too heavy. It's just the right angle to teeter, but it's really heavy to pick up. Oh yeah. I could get it up, but I'm not gonna be able to walk with it over these rocks. So maybe I'll just find a different rock. Oh, maybe I'll knock it over and it'll break. It did break. Lots of pieces. Okay. Now I can maybe pick these pieces up and assemble it over there. Teetering on there. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be able to see it from the road coming in. We just heard a huge banging. I'm imagining it was more like a giant boulder fell off a cliff and smacked onto another boulder. I don't see any dust or anything, but it was coming from the direction of that valley. It was pretty big. It sounded like it was a Volkswagen-sized boulder smashing onto another rock. Maybe I'll scroll some radio channels and see if anybody's hailing for Mayday. Oh, it's locked. Unlock it. Unlocked. Okay, I'll keep it on each channel for several seconds and then flip to another channel and see if anybody's calling for Mayday. Just on the other side of this pass here is the only place I've seen snakes. And I've seen a rattlesnake. That was probably the girth of a 50-cent piece. Couldn't tell how long it was because it was like coiled in the bush. It rattled me. And then I saw some other kind of snake. I've never seen it before, and it's like, it basically looked like a king snake or a coral snake, but it didn't have any black. It was just yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. There was no black on it, so maybe that means it was young. I don't know. But I chose to not fuck with it because, I don't know, I just don't like harassing animals, I guess, but also fucking with it could have been super dangerous for me. This little path is awesome. I want to get a little clip-on mount that'll clip onto my webbing of my pack, molly with my chest rig, and then I'll have a better system for this. And I don't have a GoPro, and I don't really want one. I think Maybe I do. But still getting the hang of this narrating to myself and talking to people that aren't in front of me. Is that the bush or is something? Oh, there's a little turd there, bud. It's probably from a chucker. There, chuckers. Yeah. Not quite the bird dog yet, eh, bud? You got potential. Alright, so the plan is head down here and then hook out to the right. That's going to put me on the other side of this ridge, down in that holler, and it'll lead me back close to my pack. I'll only have to backtrack a little bit and then load up and truck out. I don't know if I would be getting radio signal over here, but I'm still going through channels. I might be missing the attempted contact because I'm on the other side of the ridge, but whoa, this is steep. I'll have to go farther. Yeah, that's gonna be a woozy. Look at that there woozy there. Yeah, this is way safer. This one's not a woozy. Another chucker. So it's a good thing I didn't try going down that steep one because there's a sheer drop right there. Another chucker. That drop is probably 16 feet, maybe 20. It's a no-go for HANZEL for sure, and it's technical. Too technical for a dog. Even though you've impressed me before, bud. It sounds like there's something in that bush, but it might just be the wind. I'm gonna declare it's the wind. No traffic coming through on the radio channels I've gotten through so far, so it's probably just a boulder, but you never know. And you might be thinking, if it was a guy climbing and he knocked a rock onto his chest and is injured or whatever, he wouldn't be on the radio. And that's probably true, but his friend probably would. I don't know, he might have a radio to try for reaching help, and he might not. Looks like there's two caves over there, one above the other. Now I want to stay on this side now so I can get a better angle looking into it and see if it's worth investigating. It's looking even more like a no, but I'm still not straight into it. Hey there, good buddy. Yeah, you're such a good buddy. We're going to be to the creek soon. Yeah, I can see pretty much straight into it, and I think I can see the back, unless it curves around, which is super unlikely. It's a cave for sure. The one above it is really hard to get to and even smaller, and the bigger one on the bottom is probably big enough to get into and sit, but that's about it. Yep, that's the back of the cave. Ooh, look at this rock slide. A lot of times at the bottom of these gouged out rock slides like this, there's a huge boulder. What would happen is a big old boulder would come off and just grind all this stuff down and just bulldoze it. And at the bottom, or wherever it comes to a stop, there's a gigantic boulder. And I think I might see it down there. It looks like it turned. Yeah, it would have come down this groove, turned right here. And it looks like it might be down there. I'm walking along this thing like it's a dike. So, we'll come out here. It could have kept going down or whatever, but it might have went right there. This is probably the one that did that. This big rock did all that damage. Did a lot of that damage in the runoff that followed that path to the rest. That might have been another piece of it. Now it looks like there's a big thing out in the clearing over there. On this side it looks like a big animal, but it's probably just a rock. Now that I'm trying really hard to look at it, my imagination is imagining it moving a little bit like a bear would. It's probably a big rock. Yeah, so rock is the most likely. Cow is the second most likely. A bear is pretty far down the line. But my imagination is saying it's a bear. It could be a shelter. Maybe there's like a hunting blind. The world's biggest turkey. Ho! Oh, nice. Okay, it's looking less like a bear from this close. Alright, so it's definitely a big rock. It's not a cow. It's definitely not a bear. From this angle I can see the rock stack that I put up there. I can see the cave I intended to camp in. I can see this one's way big, but it's just the floor is at an angle, so it's hard to, there's no camping in it. Yeah, this path up there is hard work. It's super hard. This is really hard traveling. I can see my pack from here. I'm gonna load up and head out. All right, so Hansel did it again. He went up ahead and found my pack. That's awesome. You're a good buddy, Hansel. Yeah, you're a real good hiking buddy. You're so good. Still no radio chatter asking for help or any kind, but I probably wouldn't get it in these valleys anyway, so. There's that cave over there is 2 chambers and it's pretty cool. Okay. Checking the radio channel. Nothing. All right, now it's gonna head up that valley between these haulers and up to the truck. Yeah. He's having a good time out here for sure. Would have been cool of me to bring him like a chew stick or something. And it's not that he doesn't deserve it, 'cause he's a good dude. I could fetch more water. Maybe I will if I plan to check on that cabin by driving, because I don't know if I'll be getting stuck on the way or something. Yeah, bud. All right, hiking tip time. So here's a thing that I do when I want to kick a rock off a trail without spending any energy, any risk, at least to myself, or breaking a beat or anything. Just keep on walking and kick the rock off the trail without really breaking a stride and without hurting your toe or anything like that, because you're not going to use your toe. So let's say that pile of dung there I don't want on the trail anymore. Hey buddy, can you back off? You're right by my prop, bud. I was going to use that. Yeah, you. Okay, that pile of dung right there, let's say I don't want that on my trail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time my steps so that I can step directly beside it with the ball of my foot. And then as I step past it, what I'm going to do with that foot is now my back foot. I'm going to kick it off the trail and just step through again. And when you're kicking a rock off a trail or a pile of dung or whatever, it matters if you're on a hill. If I'm cutting a hill sideways and it's like on steep switchbacks and I'm thinking I don't want the people behind me to sprain their ankle on it, well, I don't want to kick it off down a steep hill where it's going to be coming on to people that are below me. Another option is to step beside it with it on the outside of your foot by your pinky toe, and then I'll flail it out to my right with my right foot. That way is not as strong. You can't move as big of a rock that way. It might seem like it's less likely to trip, but it doesn't seem to pan out as well. See a cow hip down here. Might be a skull, it might be something else. Yeah, it's a hip bone. Oh, lots more bones. Oh, that's not too old. It's got some color still in it. So that's the hip. That's the upper part of the bone of the leg, which is sacrum. see on the other side, here's the pile of skeleton. There's some of the vertebrae and ribs and stuff. I usually don't walk along the creek, I usually stay up on the trail. So I don't know how long it's been there, but I would guess much less than a year. Hey, how are you? Hey, bud. Yeah, sorry about sending you on an adventure.
Today, I had absolutely nothing to do. I was just making up stuff. I'm the backcountry deputy, so I'm not answering calls for service. I just go out in the out back. And when they give me something to actually do, I'm thrilled.
I bet if I turn on my Garmin, I'll get a whole bunch of texts from her. I didn't even turn it on. I didn't feel any risk at all.
80% of the calls I get are out here, or their phone gets jostled in the side-by-side.
Oh, yeah.
And the iPhone does the SOS call.
Oh, okay.
So then I go out looking for them. And your truck has got, because my son had one like yours.
Yeah.
Basically from barrier.
Yeah, I just, when I pulled onto the road, it was slipping right away. Like any angle on the road just sent me down to the low side. All right, so I'm getting rescued by the sheriff out here. Search and rescue came to get me. I didn't think I was in danger, but my wife sure did. So what was the message that you got?
Actually, our SAR, our search and rescue coordinator, got a message that you were out here and overdue, and told us where your pickup might be, which is basically where I picked you up. So I just came out here. I'm very familiar with all these roads out here because I'm a backcountry deputy. So just came out here and started heading up the canyon to look for you, and met you about halfway down.
Yeah, I would have driven all that way if it wasn't so slippery and muddy, and it just looked like if it's that bad in the beginning, I'll be having a really rough time getting all the way back here. And if I tried, getting out would be even worse. And I might need to come call somebody for help. So I just parked off by the main road.
Yeah, and that was a good thing to do because it made it easy to find you.
Yeah, right on.
I had your coordinates. Evidently, you had given somebody your coordinates.
Yeah, I have that spot marked on my map, and then I wrote the coordinates down on the dry erase board at home, so my wife could send search and rescue if I ever needed it. I try to come out here pretty regular. I like this area a lot. There's plenty of caves, and I'm assuming there's like ruins and stuff out here. I don't know, but I'll probably find them if there are. And if I get into a predicament, will you be the guy looking for me again?
First wave, if I'm working, if I'm actually on duty, our SAR coordinator, again at Orson Freitas, Deputy Freitas, we have a lot of volunteers. We have some guys that would run up that hill and run back and, would not even think twice about it.
Yeah.
With all kinds of equipment. We got people with fixed wings. We got people with helicopters. Pretty much anything you could think of.
Yeah.
We've got repelling guys that are trained to repel, rescue off of cliff faces, stuff like that. Our search and rescue, mainly because of our volunteers, is as good as the one that I was with in El Dorado County when I was with El Dorado County Sheriff's Office.
What's the best signal to help be found?
You have to use satellite out here. I don't even have radio out here on my main radio.
Okay.
So if you have the iPhone that has that satellite link that you can use, where you can attach to a satellite and text.
Yeah.
That's good. The SOSs work everywhere. That's all satellite.
I have the Garmin InReach Mini too.
Yeah, and again, it's okay as long as you cut it on.
Yeah.
And I would have that or a spot or something on at all times, just in case you fall, break something.
My concepts, I guess, what I have ready, I have a hoodie puffer and the inside's bright orange, and I would I keep that as a spare layer, and I was thinking I'll probably turn it inside out and put it on, or turn it inside out and put it on a bush or something.
Yeah, and actually, if you left a trail, like a Hansel and Gretel trail with red tapes, and the person that your emergency contact knows that's what you would do.
Yeah.
Even if it's every 100 yards, something that would indicate, especially if you're walking on this stuff, because you don't leave tracks on this stuff.
What did I do right, and what could I have done better? Besides telling my wife I'm fine. That would have been the best thing.
And leaving your garment on.
I usually either take a picture of a screenshot and send it to my wife of where I plan to park, and I explain to her kind of where I think I'll go. But I often change my mind. I want to go check out see if it's a cave or whatever. Hey, Hansel. Hey, babe. Hey, this is Nan.
Hi, Nan.
Hey, the sheriff found me.
Yeah. I seriously just lost 10 years of my life.
So it was actually super safe. I took really wise choices, but I ended up camping in a cave, so I just didn't use my signal because I wouldn't have had any. And outside the cave...
Right, but what about... Okay, so they told me that the Garmin was last pinged from my house.
Yeah, that's probably when I checked it to make sure it was working and the battery was full.
Okay, well, next time you could let me know you're alive before you go in a cave for the night, and then maybe step out of the cave to let me know you're alive in the morning or something.
Yeah, I could have. I'm sorry that I didn't. I was just enjoying the moment. It was dark, and paying attention to Hansel a lot.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate you. I love you, babe.
It's been a lot of effort.
Yeah, sorry for stressing you out.
Yeah, say thank you to everybody who helped.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to count your gray hairs when I get home.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye. All right, so I'm dropped off back in my truck, safe and sound. I want to say thank you, sir.
Oh, you betcha.
Appreciate you saving me.
Can you get a picture of you and your dog?
Yeah, for sure. So the sheriff found me, gave me a ride back to my truck. But yeah, got a notice to call him. Yeah, that was a good chat with him. Good understanding of how the search and rescue works around here. He's the second guy to get the word, and this kind of is his jurisdiction. And there's a bunch of volunteers that he said are super willing to search for people. He gave some really good tips on being found. It all worked out great. The experience was totally pleasant. Need to consider finding that cabin, so I'm going to do that. If I happen to pass this cabin I'm looking for, it's on the satellite picture and it's labeled, but that doesn't mean it's actually a real cabin. It could be a trailer that somebody pulled in, marked on the map, and then it's not there anymore. Alright, so this crossing is going to be hard for sure. It's surely doable, but it's not easily doable, and I don't really want to stay in the tracks and make things worse, and I think I'm going to go put my right tires in the left track and have my left tires out in their own thing. I am in 4, and I'm going to go as fast as necessary and as slow as possible. Whoa, deep, yes, and soft. Okay. Alright, I slid into it and peeled out of it and made it fine. Hopefully the way that I negotiated that made it kind of wear in versus wear out. I think that's probably what happened, even though I didn't get back and check. Alright, here's another iffy crossing.
super muddy, super abrupt. Four-wheel drive is going to be needed, so I think I'm going to head in, come at it at like a 45. So going straight would be the hardest ground, but also the most abrupt hits, and those can cause me to get stuck, especially if I get like low centered from my tow hitch. This other side, I think it's hard enough, and I won't risk that. So I'm going to go like this. Oh, I'm already slipping. Whoa! I slipped even before I got there. I'm digging, I'm digging, I'm digging, I'm digging, I'm digging. I'm out of there. Now looking back in my mirror, let's go check that out. Yeah, so this was soft. This side sunk in. I was slipping even way back there. Now, going through this might have been better. It's hard to tell. But yeah, look how deep that got. Going through right here would have been the worst. Definitely abrupt, super soft. This has probably been splashed out, but there's no telling how deep it is. I'm gonna hit that. I did not hit the rock. Nice. All right, so the cabin does exist. There's flowing water in that drink basin, and it's nasty. All right, let's go explore this cabin. Ready to get out of there, bud? Been cooped up there long enough. Doesn't look like it's the best of cabins. Doors with nails in them. Nice little miniature 4-burner stove oven. Piece of a boot. Oh, nasty. Old mattress full of rat shit. Stay out of here, bud. Rats have fucked this place pretty bad. Yeah. Definitely not staying in here. That place is nasty. Yeah, I might have chosen to camp like out in front of it or a little farther away from it, but not in it. No way. No way. This would have been a better spot to camp. I just don't know how that water... Oh, I can get the water right out of the pipe maybe and then filter from that. But the sludge growing in it, pretty nasty. Wonder if I can get a stick and clear it out. Oh. Smell something sweet. I don't know if it's this stuff or somebody's cooking. Maybe somebody's vaping upwind. Oh, it's a lot cleaner looking now. Alright, well that satisfies that. I'm gonna mark this water trough here by that tree, because that is valuable. The cabin's not valuable, but that water is. Alright, bud, let's go. Truck yeah. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. This one looks like following the tracks of the previous one is the best because everything else in it's so soft. I guess I'm just gonna give it a little bit of go and see what we do. Oh, it's deep. Alright, that was about it. Yeah, so good thing I got the clearance. 4-wheel drive definitely helps. Thought I heard a pop. Might have been a rock popping out from the tire, but just to check my tire pressure. I'm at 33. And I guess I'll see if that goes down because it could have been a rock West Virginia. Mama, take me home. Country roads. Just want to get onto this ridge so if somebody's coming the other way, they can see me in time. You're welcome. Hey, bud. Yeah, buddy. We're not exploring just yet. We got a little ways to go. That was some nippy wind out there. We're gonna go check that out. I wonder how he's gonna act with the ladies over there. You smell him, you don't know. Hey, that ain't gonna work out for you, bud. He just probably wants to go meet. This is a decent spot. It's kind of windy, but overlander spot. Yeah. The wind is just ripping right here, and it just wasn't even back there a little bit. It wasn't ripping at all, and now it's maybe it's coming down here. It's weird that there's a path back here. It's like a cathedral. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Man, they probably come back here to shelter from the wind. This is cool. Yeah, there's no wind right here. Probably waterfall comes off of this somewhere. Yeah, this could hold a bunch of cows, protected from the wind, for sure. Probably water pools right there. This is cool. I'll mark this. Yeah, it overhangs pretty far up above that side. All right, that was fun. Well, hello, ladies. It's nice seeing you here. You come here often? Bet you do. I bet all the cowboys know you. How long ago was it? We used 10 cans and can openers like that. Grab that on the way back up. I was such an outcast. No one ever liked me. I can't find a way to make it hide. So that's the cave I need to get to. I've been to that one. It's pretty cool. And getting from that one to that one I want to is really fun. There's a cool little slightly technical negotiation that needs to be done. Why am I even trying? I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Yeah, it's a lot easier than the way I went last time. Oh, somebody camped out here. Yeah, cows have been in here for sure. And so have humans. What the fuck is that noise? Something hissing. Yeah, there was something hissing when I came in here. It was taking breaths and hissing, and it was coming from the ceiling, I think. What is that? A broken rock. Yeah, this could be excavated a lot better than it is. Could fortify that wall if that's where the wind's coming in or something. All right, now I gotta mark this. Good job on this fireplace. There's no trash in it. Yeah, so this is great. I'll just mark this right now. I'm in front of it here, so there's no question.
Six-foot-long pieces.
Hey, bud. Mud puddle right in the road. Hello, man. She is a spook. This guy over, oh, this bull is coming across the road. Hey, buddy, you got those Toro horns. Let's see if I can eliminate that guy. There you are. Hey, I don't want any trouble. I'm just gonna pass through, alright? Those ladies are yours. Alright, I'm gonna recap and talk about what I did well and what could be done better. So what went well was I did find my tripod. I did camp in that cave. Laying the grass down in it was excellent. The excavating it was excellent. It's just so dusty. More grass would have been better, but I got rescued. I searched and rescued. That was great. My sleep system was good, but could be better. HANZEL was great. HANZEL was a real good companion there. Boots did great. I did get hot spots on my feet, but it wasn't that bad. The floppy socks was great for sleeping. I wore my raincoat, which was surely helpful. I didn't wear my rain pants, and these pants are pretty badass. Backpack was great. This accordion mat was great. Shovel was great, and that's freaking heavy. That's the heaviest piece I carried for sure. It definitely is a workhorse, though. Yeah, had a great time, and I'm sure I'll do something like that again. Until next episode, is this the last time you will see nan-alive? Tune in again to see nan-alive.